Hey, Glow Getters! Welcome to today's episode of the Glow Collective, titled Unlocking the Art of Manifestation and Other Spiritual Glow Up Tips with my soul sister, Amparo Rojas. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this episode is about to be fire. So, Amparo Rojas is a Mexican medicine woman. She's a healer and a spiritual coach with a mission to support other women as they reconnect to their essence, connect to source, and embody their divine feminine. Through her business, Worn Intentions, she designs and creates handmade gemstone jewelry that inspires feelings of love, healing, and beauty, both inside and out. Now, she also has her own coaching business called Amparo Rojas Coaching, and we will dive into this and so much more. So get ready for today's episode. We're going to talk about manifestation. We're going to give you quick 5-minute centering tips to really practice the art of being present and how you can learn to really tune into your gut and follow your intuition. We talk about how to follow your soul's calling and step into a professional space while being grounded in spirituality. So my glow getters, I don't know about you, but this is going to be magic. So get ready to unleash that glow. All right, guys, I want to take a quick minute to give a shout out to our sponsor, Prolinium. So Prolinium is the maker of two of my absolute favorite fillers, Revenus Versa and Revenus Lips. Now, these two fillers are incredible because they have the highest concentration of hyaluronic acid, which is a magical little molecule that is naturally produced in your body and helps keep your tissues hydrated and healthy. Now, both of these fillers are loaded with this molecule, and the high concentration means that Revenus produces long-lasting, beautiful results that will always look completely natural while keeping your skin and lips healthy and hydrated. Now, Revenus Versa is one of the newer FDA-approved HA injectables used to treat mild to severe facial wrinkles and folds, such as those smile lines around the mouth. It's one of the best ways to take years off your appearance and help you smile with total confidence. It is hands down my favorite and go-to HA filler. If you've been thinking about improving those smile lines and refreshing your look, then you've got to try Versa. Use promo code LIPS to receive 10% off your first treatment with me, or find a local Revenus provider near you. All right. Hey, guys. So I have Amparo here. She's my special soul sister. I'm going to give her a hug. And we are so excited to dive into the topics today. We're going to cover a little bit about really the art of manifestation. We're going to talk about taking your side hustle and making it your main hustle, and just business tips of being an entrepreneur.
Yes. So good.
And dive into a little bit about why you would need a coach and the benefit of that. And also a little bit about finding your spiritual voice. And I'm excited to get started.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Yes, I'm excited.
So I just want to start with a little bit of a centering exercise. So I'm asked Amparo to lead us, and it'll be something short. So I invite whoever's listening, my listeners, I would love for you to, if you're driving, you can pull over, take a few minutes. If you're walking, sit down, get grounded. If you're around people, maybe just step aside. And if you're unable to do that, I would love for you to remember this podcast, come back to it, and do it when you have time to fully center and be present, because that's what this is all about, presence.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. One of my favorite ones, which is just super easy and fast, and you can literally you can do this practice, the centering practice, while you're shopping. That's how
Really?
Yes, that's how fast it is.
Will it help me not over purchase?
No, that's no, you need a whole course for that.
Oh gosh, okay, all right.
No, but this one is just easy as I always tell people, it's imagine a tornado around you and you're at the center of it, right? And you just have to keep calm to kind of ride it. One of the things that I do is I just simply close my eyes, and then I encourage everyone to just close their eyes if they have a moment or if they're safe somewhere. Like you mentioned, not driving, if you're in your home, just close your eyes. And what you want to begin to do is pay attention to your surroundings first. So pay attention to any outside noises, any fabric or anything that's touching your body or that you can hear. And then when you've allowed yourself to be present with those noises, with those moments, you can just begin to bring your attention to your breath and not forcing, just simply flowing with your breath. That's the first indication of presence. That right there is awareness. And as you begin to focus more on your breathing, you're going to want to begin to develop this really beautiful connection, almost like a relationship with every inflow and every outflow. Once again, not forcing, just being present with what is. And we're going to begin to inhale through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. We're going to do this 1 or 2 more times, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One last time. Now you're going to envision a soft pink light beginning to surround your physical being. Soft, pink. You can almost feel how this light feels around your body. And allow this soft to grow brighter and brighter. Just gently caressing your body, swaying back and forth from your back to your shoulders to your front. And you're going to breathe in this beautiful, luminous, soft pink light through your nose, exhaling through the mouth. Taking your hands to your heart. Bringing your attention back to your surroundings. And whenever you're ready, you can open up your eyes. So good.
I feel good.
Yeah. So good.
Thank you for that. That was
You're welcome.
Incredible. That was
Good.
incredible. I remember one of the first few times when you host meditations groups, correct?
Yes, yeah. And it's so funny. Okay, so it's so funny because I had never hosted a meditation in my life. Yeah.
So what was that like getting started?
It was a lot of trusting. It was a lot of trusting. I believe, we're always being led to do things. And in those moments where we're faced with feeling uncomfortable, which is simply a feeling, right? We choose to push past it. And then we discover that uncomfortable feeling, those moments were really lessons and really beautiful gifts for us. So, from those meditations, we'll dive deep into that. But from those meditations, like this beautiful group of people came together every single week for months.
Yeah.
For months.
And I'm like good friends with, a few of them, right? New connections. And that's why we're here, right? To connect, share, and grow.
Yes, exactly.
I want to dive into, well, first I would love for you to share a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, and if you want to just share a little bit about that first, and then I have a couple other questions I want to ask after that.
Perfect. So I was originally born in Mexico. I was born in Mexico and then I came to the US, I think when I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
I grew up here in the States, but then throughout my teenage years, like the high school years, the blooming years here in the States, of course, my mom decided to like take me back to Mexico. So,
Oh,
yeah.
seriously?
Yeah, I actually, it was kind of a little bit of it's something that I had to clear through because, like, for me, one of my greatest dreams was to become a cheerleader, to be popular. And just when I was getting there, I was like trying out, I did the trials, I got accepted. And then I think like a month after that, my mom was like, "Oh, we're taking you back to Mexico." I was like, "No!" It was the most. Oh God! I was like, my like little suit and my pom poms were there, and I was like, "No!" It was traumatizing.
You're like, ah!
Yes, it was not pretty. Yeah. Then I went to school in Mexico, and then I came back to the States, and I've been here ever since. I travel back and forth, and I've always, been a part of two worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been incredibly difficult for me trying to merge those worlds.
Yes.
Because right when I would go to Mexico, I'm like a part of the culture. And then when I come back to the States, I'm a part of my culture here. But then it's like, oh, okay, like now I need to find myself and who I am, even with these cultural expectations.
Yes. Now, would you say that their cultural I love cultural expectations.
Yeah.
We can talk about that for a while.
Yeah.
Would you say they're ones that you felt that you imposed on yourself, or do you feel that they were ones that others imposed from you here or from your family or friends from Mexico?
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more about that?
Oh, for sure. I think this is going to be like one episode of just that. Like, I can go deep into this. But I think it's a combination of both. I think that it's expectations of like friends and family and society and like culture, especially, right? Because you are pretty much going through this upbringing, right? And they have certain views of how they wish you to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So then you go into a different culture and then there's certain views of what you're supposed to be. So then you're trying to like be a part of both cultures, right? And then here we are going through these awakenings and, realizing, whoa, like there's certain aspects of this culture that I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
And there's certain aspects of this culture that I'm supposed to be. But what is it that I truly want to be? Who do I want to be?
Yeah. And who are you at the core?
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
So I love this question of, right, like, who are you? I want, like when we first met, and if you want to share like how long ago that was, but like, who are you when we first met? Like, describe that version of Amparo. And who are you today?
Yeah.
And describe that version of Amparo.
Oh my gosh. I have to like go
so long ago.
Yeah, so long.
I don't even know, maybe 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, for sure. Like 6 or 7 years. It's been a long time, many years. Yeah, 6 or 7 years. And you think like 6 or 7 years is nothing, but like day to day moment, like that's a lot of days.
It's a lot. 365 times 6.
Yeah. No, but it's been like 6 or 7 years. And at the time, I had not gone through my awakening. I had not experienced or even questioned who I was, right? I was just becoming like these expectations imposed from other people, cultures, but also imposed on myself.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I was performing based on how I was supposed to in my eyes, right? Yeah. Back then I was still eating meat. That's the biggest one that comes to mind. I was still eating meat. I was still drinking. I was very much in the hustle grind, achieve, overwork, to do very much in my masculine too. I mean, I can be very, very open. There was a lot of toxicity within me too. A lot of cycles and patterns that now I look at and I'm like, whoa, those weren't really, benefiting me, and they weren't benefiting the people around me.
Now, were those patterns things that you feel that you picked up from your upbringing, or from your I think a lot of it comes from upbringing and seeing our family and the people that are big figures in our lives that you kind of adopted?
I think, yes, for sure.
Mhm.
Like from the upbringing, I think, the 5 people that you're surrounded the most with, like really do have a say in who you're becoming.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want validation. I want my patients to be happy. I want my family to be happy. We're people pleasers.
Right. For sure. Yeah.
And we do it at our expense, right? Like, and seeking external validation.
Yeah.
So what were things that what were big aha moments leading up to your shift or your awakening? And let's weave in a little bit just for our audience listening that have no idea about what a spiritual awakening is or just aren't very, spiritual per se. What are things that kind of led you up to that? And let's dive into a little bit about like manifesting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that for me, some of the biggest aha moments, we say that family has a lot to do with it, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like intimate family.
Mm-hmm.
Family could also be friends.
Soul family.
Right, soul family. At the time, I was spending a lot of time with friends and not so much family members, right? So I think that one of the biggest moments for me was I was actually I was surrounding myself with like more positive people who were really aspiring for very beautiful things in their lives. And I think the question started happening when I met this guy that he started introducing me to like spirituality and started talking to me about, meditation. And one of the biggest moments was when he told me that his grandmother was very ill and was about to pass. And, the first response was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like my condolences and all these things. He's like, no, Amparo, this is actually really normal. And it's really beautiful to be by her side and to celebrate her life. In that moment.
That's so profound.
Wow. Yeah. That moment was where I was like, wow, like there are men out there that exist like this. First of all.
I know, right? Like,
first of all, come here. And then I'm so sorry, Jorge.
Jorge's that's who she's in a partnership with.
Not an entity or this is a real person. So like, and that moment was just like, wow, really profound for me, where I was like, okay, he obviously sees something that I don't. And for him to express that in such a peaceful way, I think that was one of the moments where it kind of like did something. There was a shift within me where I started saying, I want that. Yeah. I want that peace that he carries.
And peace. I love that peace that he carries. I think a lot of us we struggle with we want peace, right? And we seek things externally. So what are things that you started to do, like practices that you started to incorporate into your lifestyle and daily routine to begin to shift and embody that?
Well, I mean, everyone talks about it, meditation, right? And I think that everyone wants to get into meditation or at least tries to. But meditation was a huge piece of it. There's a reason why there's so many spiritual leaders who are, doing these type of deep meditations, who are encouraging. I just saw yesterday Alicia Keys like doing a 21-day meditation with Deepak Chopra. Wow. Yeah. And I was like, wow, Alicia Keys, like all these like world-known women.
It's balancing. Like I swear by meditation. I mean, I've been practicing for a few years for sure, but I think a lot more disciplined and enjoying it over the last maybe 3 years for sure. Yeah. And I mean, I'm all over the place. My team knows I'm all over the place. So it's like focusing. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so what are other, like, tell me, like, when you wake up, what are the first 3 things that you do, like, upon awakening to, like, center and ground you?
I mean, for sure, like these are non-negotiables are journaling, meditation, and also just one of the biggest things that I've been doing right now is not checking my phone.
Yes.
Not checking my phone.
Too.
Yes.
It's like, because the first thing you see, like, gets into your subconscious, and when we come out, like, when we first wake up, our brain waves are, like, we're coming into kind of slower brain waves where our subconscious is so primed to take in the first few things.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I used to journal a lot, or I used to do a lot of affirmations first thing in the morning. Body flow was a really, really helpful one. Dancing, like it could be first thing in the morning, and it gives me that instant boost instead of like drinking coffee all the time.
Yes.
Just like really dancing and getting in that like body movement. Yeah. But definitely a huge one as well, especially because we live in the Midwest. When there's sun, I go outside and I just lay in the sun.
Yeah. I mean, even as a dermatologist, I love the sun. We need the sun. I mean, we have vitamin D deficiency, all these other things. So, I mean, I definitely, like, for me, if I see the sun, even just, especially upon awakening, getting that hitting, like, my pineal gland in the evening, I mean, it's rejuvenating.
Yes, yeah. And I think, like, one of the, I mean, 3 tools or 3 practices that people get into when they start this journey is journaling.
So are those prompts you're using, or are they just, I know there's like free flow, like do you have prompts that you use? Like, can you describe that? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. There's a combination of 2 different things that I do when I do with journaling. And it really depends on what type of work I'm trying to do while I'm journal.
Okay.
For example, there's this really cool exercise that I do. It's called brain dump.
Okay.
And what you do is you just write the first thing that comes to mind. And then you move deeper into that, deeper until you get into this creative space, right? It's almost like dumping everything that you have on your mind on paper. And when you release it on paper, it's like you release all of this energy and you are in this space of like nothingness. And then what I've experienced through that exercise is that it, like, inspiration comes through.
Yeah.
So then you just start journaling about what you want to create throughout the day, and then you get into like this space of like almost excitement.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah. So I hope you're taking some notes, because literally, I mean, brain dumping and like, or journal prompts, right? Like, what are a couple journal prompts that our glow getters can try and just to, right? If they need to start. Because sometimes brain dumping's hard. Like, there's I forget she has a book where that's what she recommends is first thing you just write, like, pages. And it was very challenging for me to, like, I'm like, where do I start? So I'm literally journaling. I'm very sleepy right now and I don't want to write. Yeah. I want to go back to sleep. I want to eat coffee. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, don't want to do it anymore.
Right. Yeah. No, you're like, okay, I'm done. That was it for the day. I was like, that's all I've got in there.
So what would you recommend?
Yeah. For sure, prompts. Like, you know, you can start with, like, you know, more simpler prompts like, what energy do I desire to call in today?
Okay.
You know, what is 1 or 2 things that I'm committed of letting go of? Or what 1 or 2 things am I willing to step into today?
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, you know.
Because then now it's like, okay, I want to step into flow, inspiration, excitement, joy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, journaling prompts are just a really great way to get more clarity.
Yes.
On what you want to do throughout the day, throughout the week, maybe what emotions you're ready to let go of, what you're willing to step into as far as, like, your higher self.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So, and I know, like, the first, I journal, but it's more unscripted. And for me, I like using more prompts or things. And then that inspires me to write.
Yeah.
But I remember, so you do your own coaching, correct?
Yes. I love it.
I want you to share more just about what that is. And, like, I want to talk about our experience about it, because I didn't think I needed a coach. Like, I don't even remember. I remember reaching out to you. Was during COVID.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what I said, but I think I was like, I think I just wanted to connect.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt this like urge, like connect with you.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, maybe I'll try you were like, do you want to do a coaching call? And I was like, coaching call? I was like, I don't need a coach. I was like, in my head, I'm like, no.
That's so funny.
No, really.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm always like, okay, what is my initial like voice? And now, okay, consider just consider the possibility, entertain that. And so then I was like, yes. I was like, yes. Yeah,
wow.
Coaching call.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And it's so funny because at the time, I still am very much in like my business mode, my coach.
Yes.
So when people reach out to me, I'm like, oh, they want a coach. I'm just like that. Like, oh, okay, you want a coach.
It's probably true. I mean, right? Like we put out things subconsciously, and honestly, us going through we did a 3-month program where we met weekly, and it was the first few times, like literally what we did is one of the reasons why we're here today recording.
Oh,
like I'm not kidding. So I have this box here.
Oh.
So it wasn't the same exact box. So with your coaching, tell us like what you talk with like people through. Amparo told me, she was like, have a dedicated book, have colored pens. I was like, oh, and problem for that because I have hundreds of colored pens. Just put them together. So I kind of made a box that I brought out, like the journal. I haven't really used this same journal.
Yeah.
With that, and crystals and cards that you had sent.
Yes.
And it was like, honestly, it was a really beautiful experience. Aww. And I had never, I think with manifestation, and I loved how you mentioned like masculine, like you're embodying your masculine. What I recognized was I was embodying my masculine, and the shifts that came from our weekly interactions literally brought me into balance and allowed me to express my inner child, which I didn't even know what my inner child was. I didn't know what I am statement. Like I would never use I am statements.
Yeah.
So I want you to share kind of just a little bit about how you got into coaching and what really that means to you in that journey, so that, some of our listeners that are listening, they just understand a little bit about it. And all right, you guys, and now for a little bit more from our sponsor, Prolinium. I'm even more excited with the launch of their newest filler, Revenous Lips. Did you know that lip rejuvenation is one of the most popular and requested minimally invasive procedure right now? You guys, as we age, our lips tend to look deflated and dry. For all of my glow getters curious about lip rejuvenation, we can create a subtle and naturally beautiful pout that will never look puffy or overdone. It's what I want to get in my own lips. And unlike other fillers, Revenous Lips is scientifically formulated to reduce swelling and produce long-lasting results. If you're curious to learn more, check out our Instagram page at DRVSKIN to see some of my amazing before and afters. Or you can find the local Revenous provider near you using the link in the show notes. And use promo code LIPS to receive 10% off your first treatment with me.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing your box. That's so special.
And I remember when you saw my box, you were like, oh.
Like, okay, she's a determined one. I loved it. I mean, honestly, what brought me into coaching, I always aspired to, like, in some way help right? Women. And as I was going through my awakening, I was walking this path of like self-love. And that was the beginning of my path where I was doing a lot of healing. I was doing a lot of internal work, a lot of seeing me for the very first time and who I wanted to present myself as to the world.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was, wow, like now it's coming through. Like at the time, I kept following this woman and she was a coach and she was a business coach. And I don't know what prompted me to just reach out to her, but I was like, I want to work with you.
Yeah.
And I had no clue. Like half of what she said, I didn't even understand. And I started with her coaching program, and it was supposed to be a coaching program. And throughout the journey, I realized that I wanted to be a coach.
Yeah.
So I remember.
But you didn't know that before.
No.
When you came into it. You just knew I wanted to work with her for some reason.
Yeah, I just knew I wanted to work with her for some reason. Didn't know why. I just paid and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah.
And it's so incredible just to like, right?
Yeah.
You're guided, like pulled.
You are. Like I said, I then realized I wanted to become a coach. And I remember telling her, I was like, I want to be a coach, but maybe 3 to 5 years from now. And she's like, what prevents you from doing it now? And I was like, what? Like, you have to build your way up and you have to get all these certifications and all these trainings. And she's like, no, you don't. Like, that way of thinking is very old and very outdated. There's this new way where there's more fluidity, there's more ease, there's more flow, there's more just embodiment. Yeah. So I remember that by the end of her coaching, I launched myself as a coach.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. It was August 5th of 2018. And I mean, at the time, I had to build myself up because our 3 months had been over. But I was, a self-love coach for, I think, like a year or so. And then it turned into business. And then as I evolved, my coaching evolved. Yes. And what I do now is, I mean, what do I not do in my coaching?
More what do you not do?
Right. But essentially what I do now is I believe that I'm a bridge for souls, especially women who are desiring to walk from that very overly masculine into a more divine feminine. Yeah. And they really want to bring that sacred union within themselves, and they want to manifest and create the most joyous life they could have ever experienced. Yeah. And it doesn't really necessarily, go into just a business or just a partner. It's like creating the ideal life of every area, because when you know who you are and what you bring to the table, when you know how to balance your energy and how to work with the laws of the universal laws, you come to know just how powerful you are.
Gives me chills.
Yeah.
Gives me chills.
Yeah. So right now I see that I'm attracting a lot of women who are in that space of like questioning and being like, wow, I want to follow my soul's path. Wow, I want to open up my spiritual abilities. Wow, I want to be who I am without hiding.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Yeah. It's true. And we don't know because whether it's society or our cultural upbringing or ourselves, right? Like giving ourselves permission to do something. We don't even know what we don't know.
Exactly.
Something like, right? And it's unveiled and we're like, seriously?
Yeah. Yes.
There's this whole nother like way of operating where you're not like, I remember at this point, like when we connected, business was going well. And I mean, I thought things were going beautifully. I was happy and all of this stuff, but I didn't see where I was putting in more effort. Yeah. Where instead of allowing, I'm a doer, so I would make it work.
Yeah.
But what you taught me was how to slow down and reconnect and then let it come in.
Right.
And embody joy.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I remember one of your exercises, you're like, do something that gives you gives you pleasure. And I was like, how is that like my extra, like my weekly assignment?
How is that? What is that? I'm paying for this.
I was like, I'm paying. No. But then I was like, you know what? I'm here. I trust her. I love her. And I'm going to fully do it. Okay. Yeah. What gives me pleasure or joy? And like, it literally is like that, where you allow yourself to just open up, and where you're like cracked and like, rigid.
Yeah.
You like, it's freedom.
Right. And I mean, one of the biggest things is that having a coach is literally a guide.
Yes.
A coach is a guide because I've experienced different types of coachings. Mm-hmm. And what I like to teach is when you have a woman who is embodying what she teaches, she is going to be able to support you in the most profound ways, because she's going to see things that you don't see. And she's not going to teach you how to do it, because she can't teach you how to do it, because what she knows and what she went through might not necessarily work for you. But she is going to guide you as you guide yourself, and as you discover that for you, right? Like she's
like giving the tools,
exactly.
Like to like you can't teach someone to fish; they can fish. But yeah, give them the tools.
Yeah, give them the tools, but allow the woman to find that empowerment within her and be like, this is what I want to do.
Coming from her. Not from you, telling them you need, because that's usually what we think, right? Yeah. Like, you need to do it this way, but instead it's open-ended. Like, trust yourself, learning to trust yourself and your intuition.
Yes.
Right? Like that gut. What's a way that if we don't know how to listen to our gut and our intuition, what is like an easy measure that you use, or that some of our listeners that are listening can start to implement to start to follow their intuition?
Yeah. So an easy practice is to scan your body.
Mm-hmm. So like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So you would just bring focus to like your body and begin to pay attention. So for example, let's say someone is giving you an option to do something, and you have to say, have to
this
say,
is a good one.
Someone's giving you an option to do something, and you have to respond with a yes or no.
So do you want to go out and meet us for dinner?
Yeah. Do you want to, hey, like, I haven't seen you forever. Let's go out. Oh, let's do this. We'll do it with you. Okay. So I'm like, hey, V, like, I haven't seen you in so long. I wanted to see if you want to go grab drinks with us. And after that, we're actually going to go to a bar and we're going to go hang out. I've got a group of friends. So what you would do is you'd close your eyes and then just bring focus to your body. And then as I'm asking you these questions, hey, V, let's go out, let's have drinks, let's do this, you would ask yourself, do I want to go out?
Do I want to go out? No. No.
Yeah.
But I would want to say yes.
But how did you come to a no?
I felt cringe.
Yes.
Like tightening.
Exactly. Yeah. So your body carries the messages, the answers, and the body will let you know by the way it feels. So when you cringe, it's a no.
Like closing down.
When you are activated and inspired to do so, you will feel lit up. You'll feel like, yeah, I do. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah.
Right? So those are tiny practices that you can do by even asking yourself, right? Just asking yourself, do I want to eat veggies or do I want to eat fruit? Right? And your body will tell you, oh, I want to eat fruit right now. Do I want to go buy food at fast food or do I want to eat home? Oh, I want to eat home. Like it just feels better.
Yeah, it feels better. And I think shifting to learning how to feel, because, and this actually was one of my questions, like, I think I know the answer now, but it was, are you a thinker or are you a feeler?
Oh, for sure a feeler. Yeah.
I used to be a thinker, but now it's 100% feeling. But I didn't know how to feel. Like I had to teach myself how to feel.
Yeah.
Because we're stuck in, oh, I think that this versus I feel this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is it? I think it was Abraham Hicks who said you have to be able to feel your way through life versus think your way through life.
Yeah.
And feeling, right, it is what has shifted me and what has allowed me to manifest some crazy, insane things because of the feeling.
Because of the feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, like, wholeheartedly, it's because of the feeling. Like, for this podcast, it was a feeling, right? Like, things within the practice or things you let go of, whether it's relationships or XYZ, it's follow the feeling. But so often we feel, but it's like we still then put our thinking mind over it. And so how do we separate that thinking mind from the feeling?
Yeah.
If you're feeling both.
Yeah. I feel like you have to drop in deeper with a feeling, right? Because you can have that. I mean, you have to be very cautious, not cautious, I don't really like the word, but like you have to be very mindful of your feelings because there's a difference between like seeing a very handsome guy and like feeling this like activation of wanting to like connect with him.
Yeah.
But you have to like really take some time to drop in deeper to the feeling, to really ask yourself, do I really want to focus my attention on this right now? And when you really ask yourself those deeper questions, right, you'll remove any thinking and then you'll drop really, really
into what it is.
To what it really is.
So it's not, do I want to, like, yes, this, well, you said guy, so we'll say this guy, right? But after thinking, it's what I really want is to feel loved and supported. So how can I now show myself that love and support?
Yeah.
Versus, well, the love and support we get, like, from, right? Like, feeding, things like that.
Yeah. So it's really, like, just dropping in deeper with that feeling.
I love that. Yeah. And so that's, like, with meditation. You could use that as a meditation, right? Like,
oh, for sure.
Because when we talk about meditation, it's like there's all these different styles. But I always say keep it simple and find what works for you. And so I really do love that. So I want to know, what is it, okay, so what is a recent challenge, and I like to say opportunity, because I feel like all challenges are opportunities. So what is a current area that you feel is an opportunity that you are exploring where you're currently at?
Where I'm currently at, I think what I'm stepping into is really allowing myself to be seen.
I like that.
And I am really, okay, so as a child, I went through a lot of trauma with my body. Someone, stepped boundaries and disrespected me in many ways. And I think another piece of that is cultural as well. As I'm Mexican, and in my culture, there can be a lot of name calling. So many, name calling on women, on the way they dress. Yeah. You have to be really covered up. If not, you're exposing yourself or you're calling, disrespecting.
Like unneeded attention. Like same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been really dismantling that and allowing myself to, in a very safe way, place myself in environments that allow me to express that. So, I've been really dressing myself up, playing around with my sensuality, with my sexuality, really beautifying myself in those ways and allowing people to see me.
I love that.
Yeah. Just by doing that, it's unlocking many doors for me, because I realize that everything is weaved in together. Everything is all one.
It is. One thing affects the other. You unlock this, domino effect.
Yeah. So just by doing that at home with my partner, with my friends, going out with, social gatherings, etc., I've realized that I've allowed myself to be seen through my work, through my practices, with my family, through my spiritual abilities.
Yes.
So I've realized that the deeper you go into this work, like, oh wow, every area is affected.
Yes.
So one of my biggest challenges has been being seen.
Yeah.
Expressing who I am.
And I can relate with that. And I love that, just about being seen. And I loved how you use the word dismantling, because just breaking right down the pieces to get to the essence of what it is.
Yeah.
And being seen, whether it's spiritually, collectively, professionally, they're all facets of you. But we hide often, I agree, like, I'm half Indian, half Dominican. So your skin, your sensuality, that's taboo per se. But learning to love and identify all parts of yourself is liberating.
Yes.
And you're allowing to step into a whole nother level of yourself.
Yes. And when you talk about manifestation, like what I've known to be true, what I now embrace is that our Shakti, our force, right?
Yes.
Is
it's so powerful.
Yes. And that is pretty much like how you create.
It is.
Which is manifestation.
Yes.
So when you tap into your sensuality, into your sexuality, into that fire within you, into that passionate, like, just, oh my God, I'm getting tingles right now.
I know, like, it's like a flame.
Yeah. It's like, it's this instant manifestation.
Yeah. So often we use those energies, right? Like either, again, seeking externally or chasing something, when we could shift it into, or channel it into creation or passion, inspiration, right? And that's exciting.
Yes. Yes.
But you have to literally love that part of yourself and express it.
Yes, absolutely. Love it, express it in a very safe way, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And by doing this, you invite many women who have gone through many similar experiences as we have to heal and nurture and nourish and really love.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
And now for a message from one of our sponsors. This podcast is sponsored by Alive and Vivid Skincare, featuring Bakuchiol Glow, their signature serum containing bakuchiol, a revolutionary plant-based retinol. It also contains cannabinoids, specifically CBD and CBG, as well as other botanicals to combat common signs of aging, including wrinkles, redness, and texture. This is also great for rosacea-prone or acne-prone skin, or those who cannot tolerate retinols and desire alternatives to their skincare. It is formulated with effective and cutting-edge ingredients for those who desire cleaner, medical-grade skincare. Visit drvskin.com/alivevividskincare to learn more and use the promo code BAKUGLOW to receive 10% off your first order. Visit the show links to find this information.
So, if you had to say, like, 3 things that we can do if I want to practice manifestation, what are kind of 3 things to start that process?
Yeah. So as far as manifestation, to start the process, like, one of the things that I always share, like, you're like, every single moment of your day, you're manifesting, right? It's not something you can turn on. It's all, or on or off. Like, it's always on.
So explain, like, I understand what you mean, but I feel like maybe a few people who are listening might not. So what do you mean? Like, can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah. So, okay. So throughout our life, we are always feeling, right? Like, we're always feeling, we're always thinking, we're always expressing something, saying something, we're always visualizing. So all of that we can manifest through, okay, so there's many ways to manifest, but when you want to manifest in a physical way, right, you are always manifesting through your words, through your thoughts, your emotions, through
the energy you're putting out.
That you're putting out.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And that's one way of manifestation. But when you want to consciously manifest, that's when we begin to take inventory of the things that we're saying, the thoughts, the emotions, the words, our actions. Okay. Yes. So that's why it's so important to be mindful of what we're thinking.
Yes.
Because everything that we say, everything that we feel, somehow, some way, it will manifest in physical form.
So whether if you are, that's why I say negative, so you just our inner self-talk. Like if you are saying not very nice things to yourself, you will attract that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or worry or fear, you attract that versus shifting it.
Yes. So that's when you ask yourself, what do I want to manifest?
Okay. Very clearly. You just say, what do I want to manifest?
Yeah, okay. Very clearly. Because like I said, it's not like something you can turn on or off. You're always doing it. So then by asking yourself the question, what is it that I desire to manifest? Now you're becoming aware very consciously of what you want to create. And that is conscious manifestation, when you are intentionally creating that thing that you want to appear in physical form.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's a second.
Yes.
Okay. The third part of it.
So the third part would be, what was the question again?
So like the three, like if you had to give it like 3 steps or 3 pieces to manifestation, what would they be?
Okay. So actually the 3 pieces to manifestation would be 1, visualizing it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Visualizing it. 2, speaking it out loud very clearly. And then 3, feeling the manifestation as if it were already present.
I love that. So I think I definitely understand the first 2. So tell me about feeling part of it.
Yeah. So feeling is, okay, so say for example, you visualize what you want, and let's say you visualized a car, a blue car, and now you're speaking it out into existence, and you say, okay, I really want this blue car, and it has to have, these wheels, and inside this interior. Okay, as you're saying that, right, in your body, these feelings are coming up.
Yeah.
It's probably feelings of excitement, of anticipation, of joy, of pleasure, of having this. So what I say is feel more into that feeling. So how would you be feeling if that car already was in your driveway right now?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my God.
That's the feeling that you want to be.
Like,
that's the feeling. Hello. Yes. Yes. That is the feeling that you want
really
to be having. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
So with manifesting then, like with people that are listening, for my glow getters, if there's things that you want to manifest, whether it's your skin or a partner or business, it's really feel what it would feel like to have it.
Yes.
But of course, there's a lot more to it.
So much more.
But that's like the first step into like practicing that.
Yeah.
Because practicing that is really hard.
It is.
Because we can't imagine something that it's really hard to imagine something that's not there. And so, but that's what you're, right? Weaving in meditation and awareness and mindfulness and the journaling, right?
Yeah.
So like you're going through it day after day to learn how to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's so much more to manifestation. It's not just that. But I think one of the biggest pieces is that you can visualize it, right? You can talk about it, but can you actually feel it? That's where
there's a block or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because like you said, how can we feel something that's not there yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So where can our lovely listeners find you if I swear she's filled of just like, you spend 5 minutes with Ampa and you're going to learn something new and literally feel amazing. Aww. So I know you share a lot on your social media and on your stories because you exude this, like you love this, right? Like, and you are incredible at leading women to their joy.
Thank you.
You are. Just from my personal experience of like this book, like where it started, like my journey with you of my ideas coming to life. Like this is an idea that came to life because of the time we spent. And I don't probably wouldn't have gotten there in this rate.
That's manifestation.
Right? Manifestation,
That's
right?
manifestation, yes.
So where can our glow getters find you on social media?
Yeah.
Or if they're interested in exploring coaching, or you do Reiki healing, you do a lot of other things.
Yes.
And you have a crystal business as well.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that next, but where can they find you?
So definitely Instagram is a platform that I'm most focused on.
Mm-hmm.
I love Instagram. The people that I connect with are just my tribe there. It's just really, really beautiful. So it's Amparo Rojas __.
Okay, we'll have that linked.
Yes, yeah. So then, of course, Amparo Rojas on Facebook. You can find me there. I'm getting ready to put out a course, which I'm so excited about. I can't wait to share. Yes. So
yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah. I wasn't sharing the name. This is the first time. This is the name. So it's called Liquid Love. I know.
I love it.
And it's essentially an invitation for the women who are ready to really come into sacred union with themselves, to see themselves, to pull the seat up to the table, and to own their worth.
Yeah, we are worthy.
Absolutely. It's a really, it's one of the most beautiful courses I've ever created, because I've been living it for an entire year. Mm-hmm. It's been something I've been practicing day to day to day to day with my partner, with my finances, with my work, with everything. So I've broken it down into 6 weeks that are going to shape and transform the lives of women.
I mean,
in the most beautiful, beautiful way. So I'm excited about that, Liquid Love. But I share a lot about that on my Instagram, Facebook. Mm-hmm. And then I do have the jewelry business, which is Worn Intentions.
So I want to dive into that.
Yes.
So what is Worn Intentions?
Yeah.
And where did the inspiration come from it? And what's your journey leading up to that?
So Worn Intentions, I was actually just reading something yesterday that said, I think it was the law of attraction, where it said, do more of what makes you happy, mm-hmm. and you might not know where that's going to lead you, but mm-hmm. nonetheless, how we started, the episode today in our, beautiful call, I don't know what to call it, was you're always being led, right? Yeah. Always being led. So doing more of what brings you joy and happiness is pleasure. Are gifts from the universe, and you don't know where that's leading you, and it could be very much your business.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
So that's exactly what happened with me and Worn Intentions, where I went to this, I think it was a festival or gathering or retreat, and I saw this woman wearing a mala. Mm-hmm. And a mala is a string of beads made out of gemstones, mm-hmm. and I wanted one. I was just fascinated by mm-hmm. it. Then I started buying little crystal beads and started making bracelets. And
yourself?
For myself.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I started gifting them to friends. Uh-huh. And then they started ordering for their friends. And then I started, bringing the business aspect into it. And then 3 years later, here I am with a business, which is so powerful because I work and focus on the properties of the crystals. Mm-hmm. So the healing energies, the properties, the energies that they have. And then we create these pieces that support those energies within you. I love it. And everything else, meditation, self-care, they're just tools to really allow you to connect with whatever you're desiring to connect with, right? Yes. So Worn Intentions right now, I'm getting ready to hire. I know, that's so exciting.
I know, wow. Right? Shifting from the solo, right? Doing everything yourself. Yeah. Which I want to talk about business hacks. Probably will be another episode.
Yeah.
But to, shifting, right? Pivoting.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, at the time I was like, oh, maybe this could be a side business. This could be, maybe I could leave my job and make something.
What were you doing before?
Before, I was in the restaurant industry. I was in the hospitality industry. Mm-hmm. So I was serving, bartending. I was doing management at one point. Then I was doing catering events.
So you weren't doing anything spiritual?
Nothing.
Like in the spiritual realm?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
And I think that's what, a lot of us aren't.
Right.
So Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
It was very opposite
Yeah.
of what I am doing now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see because some of the women that I worked with at the time where, you know, they trained me for the management position or whatever are now coming to my Reiki sessions. And it's really beautiful to see. Wow, it's like full circle. But yeah, you know, I fulfilled my dharma there at that time. And then now it just evolved into crystals and the healing aspect of it. So yeah, now it's like, okay, we're getting ready to hire and to grow the business.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite? So I'm wearing two of her pieces here. So this one I believe is citrine.
Yes.
So what is citrine used for?
Yeah. So just like the chakra system, right, where we have colors, the crystals have different colors. So they're more than likely associated with the colors of the chakras. Okay. So for example, citrine, since it's yellow, it would be the solar plexus. Okay. So what that does is that it activates that inspiration, joy. It activates your creativity, your manifestation too. So it's very in sync with our.
I like wearing it. Yeah. You know, I've had it and I never would wear it because I love like just white or like a blue. This isn't as vibrant to me. But I was like, you know what? There's something about it recently, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear it.
Oh, yeah. So, like, you know, just like me, they called me. I was being led. Citrine, I believe, called you and was like, pay attention to me. I'm here. You need more of me. Or I need more of you. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so citrine is a stone of manifestation, creation, happiness, joy.
I knew happiness and joy, but I didn't actually... I think I was focusing, what I actually wanted to manifest or feel is joy. So that's probably, but I didn't realize the byproduct.
Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, citrine is really, really powerful. It's a really powerful crystal. I personally, one of my favorites.
Yeah, let's hear.
Yeah.
That's going to be my next question.
Yeah. Currently, I mean, forever, clear quartz. Like, clear quartz, I wear it all the time. I have it with me. It's also the stone of manifestation. And it's just a really, really beautiful stone. It's kind of like the master stone of crystals. And then,
I mean, you're the go-to for...
clear quartz for sure. You have to have it. And,
so there's one thing that you're like, if I love crystals.
Yeah.
So there's clear quartz in this.
Yes.
A lot of it. But if there's one crystal for people to get started with, would you say that's it? Or would you... Yeah. What would you say?
I think that a lot of people are drawn to rose quartz.
Yes.
When they start crystal hunting.
Yeah.
I think
we all want love.
Yeah, we all want love.
We all want love.
Yeah, love, healing.
Yes.
Yes, so we all want love for sure. We're all looking for the love.
Yes.
So rose quartz is a really, really popular one. That's rose quartz is a really popular one. I always suggest people have rose quartz. I always ship out rose quartz because I know we all want the love.
Well, it starts with self-love, right? Like everything we do is self-love. And yes, we want love from others, but it's how can we give love to ourselves?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then share it with others.
And then for sure, like I said, clear quartz is one that I recommend everyone should have. And recently, I've been really drawn to selenite. I've been playing around.
So share a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So selenite, I've been recently very drawn to because as I dive in deeper into my spirituality, I've been working with the upper chakras a lot more. So selenite really supports and enhances my meditations. It really allows me to feel more, open up more, receive more. And then it's just a very cleansing and purifying stone.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you brought one today.
Yeah.
So what did you bring? Let's see.
Oh my gosh. So this one it's a Lemurian quartz.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. I had never really been drawn to Lemurian before.
And what's been the shift? Like, why do you think it's speaking to you now?
I think that, I'm just moving in deeper to my spiritual abilities, and I'm remembering more of who I am.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things for Lemurian, for many people who don't know, is Lemurian was a lost city who many believe was sunk underneath the ocean. And the ocean, which is water, right, carries vibrations and frequencies of remembrance. And we as humans came from water. So I believe that I'm being drawn to Lemuria right now because there's something for me to discover, remember of who I am. And I'm in a deeper way. So this particular crystal has like little barcodes. So all the tiny crystals, the points, you can't see them right now, but you require like larger pieces, but some of them do. They have these little tiny barcodes, and these barcodes are called the stairway to heaven. And what that means is that this crystal just supports you in accessing higher dimensions or accessing your spiritual abilities in a much more powerful way. So that's why I brought it. I was like, let's see what magic comes out of that crystal.
Magic is here indeed.
Yes.
I mean, I told you, like, we started with a little meditation before recording this episode. And as soon as it came in, I was like, it feels like lightness.
Yeah.
Like lightness.
Yeah.
Which is what we all want to feel like light.
Light, yeah.
But grounded light, like not like airy.
Yeah, no. I think selenite is just like, you can't talk to people when you have selenite around you. That's why I didn't bring that one. Like,
you're like, I need to be here.
Yeah, we need to be here. It's like, there's people listening.
Yeah, right. So one of my questions I had is I have two. So some people listening may not be, as spiritual. Some may already know all of these stones that we're listening, or maybe not all, but just about crystals and energy work, energy healing. Just we're using terms like spiritual awakening and chakras. So I would like to know two things.
Yeah.
Number one, what is 5D? And number two is a little different. Just in the spiritual realm, I also think there's a lot of biases. So just about what it is. So what would you say you've seen as a spiritual coach that you're met with from people that are coming to you maybe prior to having their awakening or leading into their journey that you have to debunk?
Yeah.
In a nice, gentle way.
Yes. I love that. I was getting ready to.
Yeah, I was like debunk some spiritual things for us.
I think one of the biggest things is that there's a sense of separation, that whether you were brought up religious and now you've had this awakening and now this term spirituality somehow has come to be this separation. And it's really not. You're a spiritual being. And from then, everything else is created, right? So, I came to this full circle with religion, where before there was a lot of forced religion as I was growing up. And
what were you brought up in?
Catholicism.
Okay.
So my aunt, she was very much into it. Like, I went to a Catholic school. We prayed every single day. You would catch me at 8 p.m. praying the rosary every single night. My aunt sitting behind me. Like, it was very forced. And I believe that I ran away from that because it didn't feel right. It didn't feel with the best intentions. So as I grew up, I ran away from religion. And actually, I would hate on it. And I think maybe hate is too strong of a word, but I would reject it. Yeah. And when I started the spiritual path, I came to realize that it is all one.
It is.
And it's not separate.
Yeah.
And when I came to that knowingness, I came back to, Jesus, and for me in my culture, Mother Guadalupe, and all these beautiful deities and God and goddesses that we have around us. And it's like, whoa, this infinite source is just an energy, right? Yes. And all of those things carry that same energy.
Yeah.
So it's all one.
Yes. Yeah. And I loved how you just what you first said was simple, like separation.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're feeling separated, that's not what a spiritual experience will show you, unless there's other elements to it that's leading up to that moment. But I love it because it all is unity and oneness. And what is 5G? 5D.
5D? Yes. So the fifth dimension is just known to be a higher dimension, right? And it's not a place. It's more so a feeling.
Okay.
Right? That's how I can best explain it. A lot of people are like, oh, we're going into the 5D. It's like 5D is accessible to you at any given moment, right? Throughout your day, because
like you're manifesting all the time.
Yes. Because it's a feeling, it's a connection.
Yeah.
Right? 3D is where we're focused on more matter, on more physical, on more fit in the box, on more rigidness. And then the 5D is where we're focused more on energy, less on matter. So what that does is allows you to focus more and more on the feelings and the fluidity and allowing yourself to be in flow versus outflow with the universe. So 5D is accessible to every single person because it's a moment, it's a connection. It's this space where you get to connect and where you know that nothing is not accessible to you, that everything is accessible to you. That's the 5D.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Yeah. I mean, I know that may not resonate with some people listening, but that's okay. You know, I think it will resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, I think it was last year where I was like, what? Like, and just exploring that. And it's like you said, it's something that you embody. Like you cannot think your way through it. We do need our rational mind to make decisions. We need our logical mind.
Yeah.
But if you only work with logic, you're not going to see outside the box. It's not cookie cutter.
Yeah. Yeah. And once again, we were talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine.
So share about, that was another thing. Yeah. What are those elements?
Yeah, so those elements are, two energies that live within us. And it just doesn't pertain to women. It's women and men also. All things have feminine and masculine energies that live within us, right? When we are very rigid, very structured, very to do overwork, right?
Yeah.
We are in the masculine. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a divine masculine because there can be a wounded masculine too, right? All things have two things, right? The contrast and the polarity, right?
Yin
so,
and yang.
Yes. So the masculine, which is the yang, right, has the wounded masculine and it has the divine masculine. So I'm going to bring it back a little bit, right?
Yeah. We'll dive into that. That's for another.
I was getting way too. Yes. So as women, right, we carry these two energies within us. As women, because we've been brought up in a society where there's been more men that rule or that are in leadership roles, we've been taught to really pull out and channel that masculine energy so we can get, right, the positions.
Be the doer. Yeah. Be seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as we're shifting into this 5D reality, right, where there's more energy, as women, we're being called to nurture and channel and to express that feminine essence.
Flow.
Yes. Which is essentially channeling Divine Mother.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's channeling Divine Mother. And as we flow, as we feel, right? As we express, we open up our heart, which is carrying the key to, once again, manifestation.
That's the feeling.
The feeling.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I love it. We are covering so many pearls.
Yeah.
Spiritual
so many.
pearls.
Yes.
So I know it's something that when this episode comes out, I'm gonna listen to it just so that now I can listen from the experience.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Because we'll probably learn a couple of things from what we're sharing.
Yeah. Wow.
That's funny.
Yes.
So, okay, as we wrap up, a couple final questions I have for you. So I have something called 5-minute glow-ups. So they're basically, I'm going to run through a list of them, but you have 5 minutes in your day. And I'm going to call them glow-ups, but we're going to break them apart. If you have 5 minutes to do this thing, what are you going to do? Okay?
Wow,
So number 1, you have 5 minutes to eat. What do you eat? What do you find?
Ooh, blackberries. I love blackberries.
I love blackberries
yes.
too, okay, that's a good one. All right, 5-minute glow up number 2. 5 minutes, you need to relax and chill. What do you do?
Ooh, I go outside and just sit and bask under the sun.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Listen to the birds chirp.
Yes. Okay, love it. Okay, so next 5-minute glow up, what's one thing you would do if you needed movement?
Ooh, I would put on a song. It's usually like a native Mexican song that has no words. Or if they have words, it's very like native, so I don't really understand. And then I just dance. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
You just flow.
Yes, I flow. Usually I'm like crawling like a tiger or something. It's true.
I love it.
It's true. It's true.
Are you gonna show us?
I'm like a warrior, and then it turns into a tiger, and then like.
And what does your cat do?
She's just like. And Dolly's like wagging her tail.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, 5 minutes to spend with a crystal. Which crystal do you choose?
Oh, recently it's been my clear quartz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Yes.
And then one of my last 2 questions. What would, if you have one gift that you can gift to anyone at any time, what would that gift be?
One gift. If I could gift, like a physical gift?
Anything.
Anything?
You can give any type of gift to someone at any time.
Yeah.
What would that gift be? Like if if someone's coming into at any point in their life that they would receive a gift, what would that gift be that you would want them to receive?
I think it would be a crystal. Yeah. It would be a crystal. It would either have to be a clear quartz or it would have to be a rose quartz.
So even if they don't know the meaning or the feeling or the intention behind it, they don't know the significance.
Yeah.
The energy will still
for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And finally, what does glow up mean to you? What does unleash your glow mean to you?
Yeah. To me, it means loving yourself in all aspects, but mostly on the inner. I think that when you love yourself, like internally, like the essence of who you are, when you focus on soul, you begin to love all aspects of your physical form.
Yes, I agree. Like, and I say this with our patients, you love your wrinkles, you love when you're looking in the mirror, like just all aspects of you. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah.
Oh. So definitely follow her on Instagram. Yeah. You will be inspired. I promise that even if you just watch her stories for a week, I promise if you did it, I'm not kidding. For a week, just like the energy you exude, you will, like, your mindset, your energy will start to shift to that beauty and that joy from even just watching. So follow her.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go follow myself. Maybe I'll learn something.
What do you need, some inspiration? You're like, what did I say?
What was that again?
Yeah, right?
That's so funny.
I love it. So yeah, thank you for, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you to share energy and space. It really is an honor and I love it. And I hope that all of our listeners just had fun with our conversation and just feeling energy and joy and learning a thing or two into feeling. Beautiful. And manifesting.
Yes, and manifesting. I love that. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, whoever's out there listening, I'm so excited for them. Your podcast is going to be so amazing.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We'll have some other episodes down the road, dive into some other deeper aspects, and just flow.
Yes, flow and glow. Flow and glow. I love that.
All right.
Beautiful.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of The Glow Collective, I humbly invite you to take a conscious moment to keep this vision glowing. I would love for you to subscribe, rate, and leave us an honest review. And if this podcast resonates with you, share it with 3 or 4 of your family friends, tag me on Instagram at DRVSKIN, and let me know which words and messages really hit home for you. Let's get the message growing. And why? Because I really want you to glow. Our time is now, and this podcast is only made possible because of you, because I am called to give back to you and share these ideas, thoughts, and messages with all of you, my intrigued glow-getting listeners. We are high vibrational beings here to grow and feel. We are meant to create and perceive deeper experiences of connection and to ultimately enhance the level of love and joy in our relationships of our life. So this is a wrap to today's episode. I'm your host, Dr.V. Stay tuned for the upcoming episode of The Glow Collective, and let's live, love, and glow.